Therein lies the rub. Okay, third time should be a charm. Trying to start this lesson, give you the intro to this lesson. This is I've already been kicked off 3 times, and I remember now what happened. If I have that little my little ladybug device on, that does the where you can see me writing. If I have that on and I'm trying to do a screenshot like this where you can see me, the computer doesn't like that. It's too much stuff, data coming in at one time, and it freaks. All right. Well, it can't decide where to be, and so it just shuts down. Anyway, today's assignment is very different. There's no sports in it. And it's just it's one of those assignments where I want you to think about what science is. I want you to think about your and then the other thing too is being an old math teacher. You've got a video that I want you to watch by oh gosh, what was his name? John Bennett. It's the John Bennett video, and it's very good. It is a TED Talk, even though in the John Oliver thing they make fun of TED Talks, which is pretty good. And he says you can agree or disagree, but anyway, I think it's important. I think we still require people take 6 hours of science and 2 hours of a lab, I think, or something like that, so that you learn a little bit about the scientific thought. But I think we spend too much time boring you with a certain subject area or something like that, and we don't tell you what science is really all about, right? And this John Oliver video that you're about to see, even though it is full of inappropriate language and F-bombs and things like that, that I found amusing, but you might find offensive. That is why there are absolutely no questions regarding the John Oliver video at all. Okay, you don't have to watch that if you would find it offensive. It is R-rated. I'll just come out and say it. So there's full disclosure. But we're all adults, and you get to make your choice. Okay. Anyway, he definitely lambasts the scourge of science, which is what are known as the morning talk shows. All right. They always introduce a new scientific study, and it's like, oh my God, really? Really? And then, of course, they show up all the time in then the grocers and people like that, boy, they jump on that stuff, like those acai berry, blueberries or whatever. Total BS that they're any better than any other kind of blueberry that's out there, So anyway, and it is instructive on what science does and what science doesn't do, and how we because we're ignorant of, not stupid, because we're ignorant of the way science is, and we're ignorant of what the TV shows are trying to do, we fall for some bad science. All right, and that makes us fall for, and then we think that science is bogus. And then when science is really telling us something that's important and where the evidence is definitely in, we tend to ignore it. And the more, and what frustrates those of us in the scientific community more than anything, the more, and this is this is with all human beings for the most part. I'm included in this. We hold to certain beliefs. And even the more, and if I strongly believe in a certain thing, the more evidence you show me that shows how my thinking is wrong, the more I push back. The more I think that you have no credibility, therefore I'm still right, and that's not a good way to be. All right, but it's human nature. So anyway. That's on the John Oliver science thing. The other thing that I've the actual two assignments that you're going to do is, one is a Harper's article, and it won the essay of the year for 2013, I believe. So it's getting a little bit old, and it's about, is Algebra 2 necessary? I know my business majors out there, especially the ones that are in finance and accounting, thought algebra was incredibly easy, and probably took, even found calculus was easy. You might have taken AP calculus even in high school and things like that, or at least took pre-calculus and thought, it's, as a matter of fact, if you were like me, you kind of looked forward to your little math assignment because you could crank it out in 20 minutes and go, okay, good, I got that out of the way. And then you had time to do the fun assignments, which was read stuff. So anyway, I should probably be I should have turned off my email before I said. But anyway, this is an article that is about, is Algebra 2 really necessary? And then it leads to a bigger question, is college algebra, my colleagues in the math department kill me because they make a lot of money off college algebra. Should college algebra be a requirement for graduation? Because I've had students in tears that have had this class and got some really heartfelt essays about their struggles with algebra, and they're really good in everything else, and it just doesn't, and one of the problems is they've got such a high level of anxiety, there's no way you can teach it to them. So anyway, so there's that one. And then there is a whole thing on math education at and how far should we go with our math thinking, with our math requirements. My opinion, I'll just let you have my opinion. My opinion is we should require, you should be able to know how to do percents and how numbers relate to each other arithmetically. And then we start doing fun stuff like tessellations and kind of conceptual geometry things of how fractals work and stuff like that, which are really cool. It's fun stuff, but we get so down into the means. Like the last time I had to do a hyperbola or an ellipse, guess what I was doing? I was teaching intermediate algebra at Johnson County Community College as an adjunct instructor. So last time, and that was about 12 years ago. So it's like, what an arcane concept, we got computers that'll do that stuff for it. But you do have to understand, I think, the underlying stuff. But at the same time, is it really necessary? I think we should offer all the way through AP Calculus in high school for those kids who want to take it. I think we should offer geometry, Algebra 2, and all that for kids who want to take it, right? And you're going to find out in this article that the reason it's required is because the math teacher lobby through the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics is a powerful lobby, and they require it so that we keep math teachers employed. Anyway, pretty bold statement there on my part. Enjoy this assignment. It's not a lot. It's watching things. It's reading this article, this Harper's article, and then watching the Mr. John Bennett talk about junior high school math and learning mathematics. And then you write an essay. All right, here's the thing. It's going to take me a long time to grade these. I try and tell myself, okay, I can grade 5 or 10 a week. I'll try and do that, or 20 a week, and try and get it done before spring break, but we'll see. A lot of times this is my assignment that doesn't get done very well. So without further ado, enjoy this assignment. So let's recap the bidding. Let me go ahead and knock me off here so we can go look at what's there. Here's the video for homework 4. Here's the Harper's thing, and here's where you're finding this stuff. Intro to lesson 3 and remember, John Oliver video, completely optional. You do not have to watch it. This is required for homework 3, and this is required for homework 4. So it's kind of a double whammy thing. So you got to, and this is about a 10-page magazine type article. So it's kind of a long article. It's probably 10,000 words or so. And just to put that in perspective, the average newspaper article is about 500. Okay, so there you go. Anyway, enjoy. I think you will. Out here.